Hey folks, welcome back to Maypole Farm. I decided to just carry on from last time, because why not? Was looking last time, not quite around about the game not being hard enough. I haven't added red tape in just yet because I haven't had a chance to sit and have a look at it. Had a really good comment of a similar tone on Patreon, where I do early access to these videos, to all of my videos, pretty much, bearing the same kind of sentiment. What I have done is, so I'm sticking with we're going to keep the time moving on ×5. I've enabled animal death with realistic livestock because that's going to give us some challenges if animals die. I had diseases turned on already, so animals can get ill, which is cool. And yeah, I'm going to have a look at the red tape mod because that does look quite interesting. And basically, I haven't looked at it because I was talking about this on Monday, I think. And I haven't had a chance yet with work and things, so I might get a chance to have a look at it tonight. We'll see. But that's my plan. My plan is to add that in and have a look at increasing complexity of the game, basically. Because I think it's the complexity that makes the game more interesting and a little bit of a challenge. Now, there is something that someone is working on that's going to add more of that pressure. So 18 grand for the milk. Nice, we've got one more shed to empty, which I am going to add in once I'm allowed. I'm not going to say any more than that. Yes, I'm being cryptic. It's very early days, but it's very interesting looking. But yeah, so what I'm not going to do is add in things that frustrate me. I don't want difficulty, I don't want challenge for challenge's sake, so there are some mods that add in like vehicle breakdown and stuff, and I don't, well, I just don't like those. I added one on an FS, I want to say FS19 save. I think it was FS19. It was one of the Oak maps, not Lone Oak. It was a Lancey Point map. I can't remember which of the Oaks that was. Not the Oaks, obviously. And it had, you know, your tractor broke down and you had to get spare parts to repair it and stuff. And it was really unbalanced. And that's my concern, is adding mods that are massively unbalanced and breaking things. So I very quickly took that out. So yeah, I'm not going to add in mods that do that. But I want complexity and interest, essentially. Then I think red tape will add some of that. I had a quick look at Paint a Farm. As I mentioned, I hadn't looked through it recently. He doesn't seem to have had many updates in a while. Now, I assume that could be because he's busy, because he has a job, I think. So, yeah. Hopefully his mods are progressing. There is the disappointing news. I guess it is disappointing that Arrow has stepped away from modding. I knew he had stopped doing stuff with ModHub, but saw some stuff today on Cortex Discord that he has stepped away from modding completely, and another mod has picked up realistic livestock and one of his other mods with permission, and is releasing them through their GitHub. But yeah, it's kind of sad, but I think some of that, the not doing it at all, is potentially time limited rather than anything else. But yeah, given the cool stuff he was doing, that's kind of sad. But we all have time limitations in life, so, you know, you can't blame the guy or girl. I don't know whether Arrow was a guy or a girl. Yeah, anyway. That's kind of, I don't know what the right term is, but a shame. There we go. We'll go with a shame. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a look at red tape because I think it's a really interesting mod. But I want to have a look at it before I add it, so that I understand what I'm adding in, rather than just blindly downloading it and activating it. You guys know I'm not that person. We don't download all the mods. But yeah, what we need to do is get this done. Have a quick peek at the old weather forecast. So actually, it's going to rain tomorrow. Might be worth us trying to get the hay cut. Might be worth us trying to get that done. It's going to be a push because it's 2 o'clock and it's October. But if it's going to be raining tomorrow, then maybe we should jump in the mowers now. Get a bit of help and get that job done. The cows have got some food, so I think that might be a good option. It's late. Now, realistically, the hay wouldn't dry, but realistically, October 1 is half a month. So, you know, in the real world, a few hours of October 1 is a week. So, yeah. I think we might try and get the hay made now. So, let me get this parked and I'll be back. Job number 1, move the pallets of mineral feed, because they're going to be in the way. We will be leasing the whale stacker again, because that will make life much easier. Yes, I've been talking about making my life harder, but that thing is real. I've seen it in real life. Well, I've seen it, but I have actually seen that in real life at Lamb. So yeah, that is a real thing. Therefore, we can use it, and we are going to be on a bit of a time crunch to get that done before the rain. So yeah, we will get that. What I think we'll do is we'll get the stire on the mowers, and I'll maybe get some help with the mowing, if you know what I mean, because we probably want to have everything out working. Well, we do have a windrow yet, so we are probably going to have all 3 of our tractor-like vehicles out working. So we've got the Steyr, the Deutz, and the Merlot. But I think we'll have all 3 of them doing their job. That should let us get the hay cut, ted, and windrowed pretty quick. And then we can get it baled. And if at that point, maybe we just get it to that point, that's kind of the priority before the rain hits, I think. Maybe we'll be okay then. Where is our mower? Behind our windrow. Okay. Pull that out. So the Merlot's going to run the windrow. Rake, I guess. Rake is probably the correct term. Are probably going to want lights on, so you guys can see what everyone's doing. Grab the front mower. And I haven't had a conversation with our employees in a long time about updating them on their rules and regulations. I haven't updated crossplay in forever. So let's hope things behave, shall we? We'll see. We'll see if it's going to detect our working with or not. Doesn't seem to want to. Okay. What about... no. No one wants to detect the molar on the back. Guess we can manually do it. Less of an offset. That'll sort of cover it. No course. So we want 3 headland. Let's go 4 headlands. Single tool. Start on headland. 2 round corners is fine. Yep, let's go with that. Get her done, folks. Let's get her done. Go. Come on, give me control back. Thank you. You are going to start on the first waypoint. Oh, come on. You can get to that. Off you go. 40 minutes. Okay. It will give you a moment. You can be parked. Time to take you out of semi-retirement. Little tractor. Unpark you. Probably the last time you came out of semi-retirement was for this job. I was watching a video last night. A guy called... oh, I've forgotten the name of his YouTube channel. Edwin something. He buys random Chinese junk on the internet. Like vehicle, motorcycles, electric bikes, ATVs, that kind of stuff. He bought a 125cc Chinese petrol not quite tractor from Walmart. It made this thing look big and very functional. Go with that. Yeah, it was kind of amusing. It was kind of amusing. So, but yeah, let's get our hired help set up for this guy. So 3 headlands will be fine for this. Pull out of the way for now. Let that guy work. Grab the Merlot. Maybe we could wash the Merlot. F1. I've not used the washer yet. Hey, Lance. Hi, Lance. How you doing, Lance? Lance is doing pretty good. Lance actually makes the vehicle wet. Hey, can you believe I've been playing this game for a year and a bit and have yet to do this? Turn that off. No. Now we want to get in the Merlot. Thank you. Please and thank you. kind of cool that the pressure washer actually makes the vehicle wet. I like that. We don't need courseplay for that one. Well, we might, actually. This might be a courseplay fest, I'm afraid, folks. We'll see. We'll see. So how is this guy doing? He's on headland number 2. We'll let him get to headland number 3 before we kick off the tether, I think. Yeah. Look in here, and we go here. We've got next month we want to be selling our sugar beet. And I'm just kind of curious. 8 tons, 9 tons. I mean, that's not very big, that wheel loader. From what I remember. I don't know if I've used this one. Got a 4,000 litre bucket. That's 100 buckets to load up. Yeah, I don't fancy 100 buckets to load up our sugar beet. Maybe we'll use something else. I mean, I guess we've got this thing. I've never used this, ever. Cost 18 grand to lease it. I don't fancy spending 18 grand, to be honest. Right. Into the field, little tractor. You could do with some weight over your front wheels, but you're just going to do the job. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So my thought, if we're going to bale, we can get going on windrowing pretty quick. If I'm going to use the workers to bale, then I need to wait because I need them to do the middle first. Right, I think we'll do the windrowing because that way it'll let me do some more work rather than you just watching courseplay. Because if you remember, I'm not a big fan of just watching courseplay personally, so I don't expect you to sit and just watch courseplay. That would be a little bit dull. So yeah, but we'll let the worker get a little way around the field first. Hopefully they don't catch up with each other because that would suck. Interestingly, it looks like the Deutz is going to catch up with the mowers. We might have to slow the Deutz down a little bit, I guess because of its larger working width. And that could be a challenge for us. Kind of like the idea of using, and that was funny, it swapped me to the worker, of using this guy for the thumbnail. We're going to be in this tractor. So yeah, something that I wasn't sure about. I don't know if we need to have the monitor running for it. So those of you that have experience with realistic livestock, which I know we have to pay for, with the diseases, so I had a couple of my things when I slept previously. It told me I had messages to do with animal sheds, but I didn't see them anywhere. And I'm a little bit concerned that if I don't have the monitoring on, I'm not going to know when animals get ill. So, yeah, a little bit worried about that. But I guess we'll just have to work with that. and learn as we go. And if animals start dying, we'll have learned. It might be an expensive lesson because the milk is really helping with the farm at the moment. So, you're waiting. Good. Good cosplay. Well done. So yeah, I think we'll start down the bottom here. And we can make a start, I think. So, steering assist, because we're even wider. So, yeah. Okay. H for boom. Joke never gets old. It doesn't for me anyway, you know. Might for you if you're not a fan of the Beaver game, but H for boom. You might have spotted, you might not. You probably have, because YouTube probably recommended it to you if you're subscribed. That I have a new series at the moment on the Beaver game, on a rather challenging map, and it's doing rather well. Like the first video's got 3,000 views. The second video's got over 1,000 views, and it's pulled the channel analytics back up to the levels they used to be at, from 2 videos. So those were the days. Those were the days. Kaboom. Yeah. No more to say about that. And it's quite nice having videos that people are actually watching again. Again, I'm not sure if I doubt it, because well, you'll watch this because you watch it on Patreon. But the comment on the early access video, like. And talking to people at Llama, the number of people that went to Llama but don't play the farming game anymore. They just went to hang out with the people that they know through having played the farming game. It was quite a lot. Yeah, kind of weird. No, I do still enjoy playing it, but it's sometimes hard to justify playing it when I look at analytics. Old Anna is quite harsh sometimes. Analytic. Anna. Anyone? Bueller? No? Okay, just me. Just me. Oh well. But yeah, so I'm hoping the harder and slower is at least interesting to some of you. It's certainly somewhat interesting to me. Now there are farm sim based YouTube channels that do well still. There are some big farm sim based YouTube channels that are not doing so well at the moment. And it just reflects, I think, the nature of the game and people's dissatisfaction with this iteration of the game, and maybe just dissatisfaction with the developer of the game. But we can't change that, and you know, they have a unique product, whatever you want to say. They are the only game like this. Now there could be a problem where they know they are the only game like this, and that's not great, you know. It's not great when the developers know they are the only show in town. Because I think it takes the pressure off them. And I think pressure is good. Now, I'll give you a little bit of an example. I am under a lot of pressure at work at the moment, and I've been the most productive I've been in a long time. Now, it's not good for me, but I suffer with a lot of imposter syndrome. Some of you will not be surprised by that at all. And for a while, I've doubted whether I've not done a lot of the more technical stuff that I've done in my job for quite a while. I've done a lot more management of people. I have questioned whether I was capable of still doing the things that I used to do. And I've had to do a lot more of that more technical stuff recently. And the pressure has dragged all that out of me. And it's been really good, actually, because it's given me a little bit of confidence in my ability to still do what I used to do. And I'm not going to say I'm thriving under pressure, because it's hard. It's tough delivering in a higher pressure environment. I don't thrive under pressure. I'm surviving under pressure, but it is it's extracting from me something that I didn't think I was still capable of doing. And I think from Giant's point of view, they've maybe got complacent in that they are the only show in town. There's the mobile farming game. I actually saw that crop up as a recommendation on my on Facebook, which one of the I haven't seen him in a while on YouTube and stuff, probably because I think I was subscribed to him. One of the American content creators went off to work with them, not cattle and crops, but it's an American focused farming game. It's Android and Apple, but you know, I've just made the decision to. So, as a Giants partner, you can decide to be exclusively farm sim focused, and Giants will reward you with it a little bit more. And I decided to click that button on the Giants partner portal recently. So even if there were other shows in town, I couldn't play them and make content on them. But there are no other shows in town, folks, really, that are to this level of game. But that doesn't mean that doesn't change my opinion on the game. It just means that when you guys use my partner code, I get a little bit more. And honestly, it's a little bit tactical to make it easier to keep hold of my bronze partnership, because there are minimum sales targets to maintain that. So, or minimum revenue targets of own revenue. So, just makes it easier. Oh, we're all stuck. Anyway, yeah, I do think that Giants have got a little bit complacent being the only farming game. That is, you know, any good. There was another one that was doing the rounds a little bit on Facebook. I don't remember the name of that either. And they had a website that looked really super cool and all fancy, but all of it was AI generated concept art. None of it was actually game footage. People were getting super excited about it. You know, there were modders commenting on their Facebook post asking to help them and partner with them and all sorts of stuff, and asking them how modding would work and things. It's like they don't even have a game that actually lets you play it yet. Why are you asking them how modding works? But yeah, so I do think that maybe an element of why Farm Sim is not as good as it used to be, did I just say that? Is that they are the only show in town and therefore they have got complacent. And that's not a good thing. It's not good for Giants. Giants need to strive to make this game better. Apparently the game's doing well, but I feel they need to strive to make the game better still. And yeah. And yes, I don't know what it says that they didn't come to Llama. That could just be that business-wise, they didn't get much out of it. They're not doing the the competitive farming thing anymore, or at the moment. I've forgotten the name of that as well. Sorry, got a lot of work in my head at the moment. Which they brought to Llama, and maybe that was the only reason that they came to Llama, was because they were doing a live one of those there. And without that, there was no reason for them to travel. Now, what they didn't realise is that gave a really good focus for players to be at. But it felt like they didn't want to support the community by not being there, by sending nobody. Now, them being at the community meetup in the evening is maybe not so appropriate because it's about players and content creators and modders and stuff. So it's maybe not so appropriate they're there. And the years that they've been at Llama, they tend to come to a little bit of that and then leave. But yeah, it felt quite... I got stuck again. I don't know if symbolic's the right word, but it felt like there was something there with them not being there. You know? But I think we're going to just pause this guy for a second and let the tractor get a little bit ahead. That might mean that I catch up with the windrower, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll just let the tractor get a few rows ahead, and that should hopefully stop the collisions. But that does mean I'm going to have to wait for a second. We could do with a fourth vehicle for this, so that I can be sat in the baler as well. But what we'll do is we're going to have to run that headland again because they're making a mess of it. There's two things I want to check. I don't think we're not using the hire purchase mod on here. Oh, we are. Okay. So let's settle that, so we can afford to. We won't make any early loan payments yet. Oh, that's tempting. 50 grand for that. What config's it in? Only 170 horsepower, but it's got a front 3-point, no PTO, but you know, that's never held me back from anything. That's nice. The agri truck. Is it the Agri? No, it's not the Agri truck. Yes, it is the Agri truck. That's quite tempting, but we don't really have 50 grand to spend at the moment. Let's just back you up a little bit. And off you go. Yeah, and realistically, we don't need another tractor at the moment. We can get by. It's only this occasion where we need so many vehicles working. And get by without. It's going to take us another just over in-game hour to get finished. So it might be dark when we're baling. But actually, it's not going to rain until the evening. So we could bale it in the morning. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Because we probably need to feed the cows as well. We definitely have to do that with that inner headland again. Cows still have food. That's good. That's good. But yeah, I think we're going to have to do that inner headland again. Maybe we'll bale it in the morning. Maybe we'll bale and stack it next episode. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I could get on board with that. Faster? No. Okay, that's fine. There's no point in us going faster because we are pretty much caught up with the tether. It doesn't matter if we just that windrow is so messed up. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. And that would have been the nice if we weren't rushing through this. It would have made sense to once we it would have made sense to not be doing all 3 jobs at once. But I think last time I did this in October, I was doing all 3 jobs at once. So, you know, what are you going to do, folks? What are you going to do? Is the nature of the beast. But if we can get it cut today, then it can dry overnight and be baled and stacked in the morning. I like that idea. Because we have dry weather through the night until early afternoon. Assuming that's showing the time from now through, which it must be because it's 1700. Should be good. It should be good. It amazes me sometimes how much I've been playing in many of the games that I play, where I'm not completely confident when I look at something. I was playing the Beaver game, yeah, and I did something that I've done quite a few times. I just was not sure if what I was doing actually was going to work. I've done it loads of times on other saves, and it's been fine. And like the same with looking at the weather. I'm sure I've looked at the weather in the game loads of times and understood how it works. But when it starts to actually matter, because I can't turn the clock down, you start to question things. Yeah. we have got, apart from having some bulls that we need to sell, or bullocks, some of the cows are starting to get pregnant again. So that's good. Or one of them. In shed 1, shed 2. We have some that are yet to calve. But yeah, we have some that are now on their second cycle through, which is cool. But I'm not sure how the red tape mod affects everything, but I will try and have a look at it before the next video and see if we can get it added in for that. Just gonna load it up while we're chatting away. Farming Simulator red tape. So what have we got? Policy schemes and taxes. I know it's crop rotation. Manure storage policy above 5,000 litres of stored manure. That's a problem for us. That could be a problem. Space for cows. Yeah, okay. Spraying violation policies. Jeez. This could be all sorts of fun. We've got manure working policies, sprayer policies, animal spacing policies. Wow. Tax. I just had to do my tax return. Okay. Okay. Fun, he says. Harder, he says. He wants it harder. Give it to me hard. Did you snigger? That was with a sn. Snicker. Snickers, like the bar. Right. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I am very curious about that mod. But I do think I need to do a little bit of reading first. I'm hoping that there is a GitHub for it, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of documentation. That would be nice. We like documentation. We'll see. As we come towards 6 PM, everyone's got their lights on. I'll throw mine on as well. I'll add to the light party in the field. It's nice having all of the tractors working. The farmall counts as a tractor, I'm pretty sure. Not farmall. Is it farmall? Farmall's case, isn't it? Turbo farmer. That's the jobby. And in case you're wondering, I clarified for YouTube benefit because they don't like things like the K brand. So if YouTube heard me say that word, they would be unhappy. And they tend to auto check these things. So let's just grab a quick. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Vehicle thumbnail. Yeah, it was more for the auto detection of words. So, interestingly, at Llama, there was at least one person who didn't understand why people say the K brand, and was using it in real life. So for those of you that are newer to the game, the reason that as a content creator, we do not say, where's grass working kit? There's definitely some of it in there. This brand is because a few large YouTube channels had videos demonetized because it sounds like a certain racial slur. And auto detection picks it up as that word, not the German brand name. But certainly DJ Goham was hit with it, and I think Mr. CDP was hit with it. And had to fight to have the issue sorted. So now people say the K brand because it's safer. In real life, it's fine to say because it's a brand name. But yeah, that was kind of amusing. Yeah. But that's why, as content creators, we don't say it. Well, I think Matana was there when we were having the discussion. And she was like, no, it's fine to say because it's German. And it's just a German brand. And I think it came up in the Q&A as well. Apologies for the awful German accent / impression of Matana. She's a very cool lady, by the way. She's a very cool lady. But yeah. It's a shame that they use automated detection for this stuff and it doesn't understand the subtlety of the meaning of words and names and things, but right. Mowers are claiming they have 1 minute to go. Okay. The mowers look pretty much done. Right, we're going to jump in and stop them. They've done a job of work. As it's just suddenly got very dark in game. We're definitely not going to be chasing bales around tonight. I think what we'll do is we'll park up, but we're going to need the tractor to feed the cows. So I'm still going to need to do that tonight. So, we need to get some lights in the yard actually, I think, with how we're going to be playing now. That was the thing we had to do when we started to do this sort of thing. We needed lights so we could see. Alright, let's put this back. So the back one needs to be unfolded to be detached. Might not be perfectly clean, but it's cleaner. Yeah, we're going to need the tractor for feeder duty. You could do with the cheap little tractor to keep on the feeder wagon. That's not the Deutz, because the Deutz I think is too small. And maybe we could try it when we're done. But yeah, this is the downside of running with the fixed timer. It's why I stopped doing it. Is content doesn't look as good when it's pitch black. But it does encourage me to try and be more organised, get stuff done. So we're going to finish the windrowing and call it night. I will feed the cows between videos because I need to finish recording, essentially. I've got a little time. Maybe we'll do one load for Twixt videos. I want to see if the Deutz will run the feeder. We go in here. let's just stop that. Why does it not appear? Right. Let's just scroll through. I need to install the garage mod. So this needs 120 horsepower. There's no way that track, no, 70 horsepower. I was correct. There is no way. So we need a bigger tractor. I need a little cheap 120 horsepower tractor. Be our feeder tractor. So that I am not constantly unhooking it. What have we got in all tractors and mods? I use one of those to do the job. You would do the job. 18 grand. It's a Ford as well. You would do the job. You could be our feeder tractor. Yeah, you could be our feeder tractor for 18 grand. You are completely destroying our windrow. But that's okay, because we need to redo it anyway, but let's send you home. Yeah. Maybe that's what we look at. That would give us the... I wonder if that's got enough horsepower to run the baler as well. So when we are in this situation, let's have a look. That's too small. Yeah. So it was, if we wanted it in... No. We have cab. No, we can't have a cab. So we want the Turbo Plus configuration. And front weight and hydraulic. So 21 grand. We can almost afford. We could do a finance on it. It's got 150 horsepower. So if we go in here and we go to John Deere, we could run the baler with it. So yeah, that is a good option for us. We are going to get a feeder tractor, folks. We're going to get a feeder tractor. I mean, the next time we sell milk, we could just buy it outright and not have to worry about finance. And it would just save a lot of faff with doing the feeding. And then if I need to do a job that's... I can have the cosplay doing something maybe while I'm feeding. Even if it's like a contract job. So I think that's going to be a good idea for us. And it's a cool tractor. 7810 is a cool tractor, and it's an open tractor, and we do like open tractors here, folks. So, just hoping the cows don't run out of food before we finish. 4,000, 2,000. They might just run out as we get into the next hour. So yeah, I'm going to load them up before I sleep. I'm going to end the video with this. Well, once I've done the headland. Yeah. I certainly feel a bit more pressure in the gameplay because we need to get this done before it rains on the next day, which is cool. So I'll try and have a look at red tape before next time, so that we can look at adding in that bit more complexity that I've been talking about, because I think that will be fun. In the way that some types of fun are, and we'll go from there. And I'm kind of excited about that new tractor as well. That sunset's not bad, is it? That sunset's not bad. It'll be good. It'll be good. I think we've managed to at least not destroy the outer windrow, which is good. Just the one that we need to do, or redo. And yep. Ooh, as well. Farming by moonlight and high-powered LED lights. But yeah, I think the farm is going to need some lights in the yard so that we can see. That will make things easier. Lift that up because we don't need to re-windrow that one. Just the other end we need to sort. She will do that from left to right. Words be hard. That would be a comfortable drive, wouldn't it? Flat out across all of those windrows. Realism, folks. Realism. It's key. But yeah, that's going to be it today. Hope you enjoyed that. I had fun, and that's the main thing. And yeah, I'll see you all next time for more making it harder but slower on Maypole Farm.